Hey guys, it's Jamibi here. Right, all jokes aside, what this tutorial series is going to do is start you from scratch. We're going to have a complete blank canvas. I've uninstalled OBS on my streaming laptop and we're going to set it up basically how I had my stream. I did stream a few months ago, was my last stream basically. I had a couple of things that I needed to kind of deal with IRL, so I took a break from everything, but I'm back now, hopefully. In a few months' time, I'll be streaming again, but for now, I'm focusing on the YouTube content and I want to get this like massive knowledge spew out. There's going to be a few tutorials in this. I'm going to focus a lot on the mix up bot, but for now we're going to start from pretty much just installing OBS and getting a couple of sources in there. Personally, I use a 2 PC setup, so it's going to be slightly different because I have a capture card coming from here to there, basically a laptop, and I use a Go XLR to bring the audio across as well. So hopefully you can join me on this journey, and let's go. Okay, so boring stuff first. I have Discord, which will be on discord.jamibi.co.uk, link down below. I've got a channel in there, which is basically like a tutorial and help channel, which I will use as a kind of base to help people out on these tutorials. Feel free to obviously drop a like, subscribe, all of that BS, but comment down below if you need help as well. I'll try and read the comments and help as much as I can. Obviously, as the tutorials get a bit more advanced and there's going to be more of them, it might be hard to kind of keep track. So Discord is probably going to be the best way to contact me directly, but I promise I will keep track of the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so as promised, it's going to be basic. So if you've already installed OBS, feel free to just pretty much skip to the next video where we do the more advanced setup. If you've installed OBS and haven't really done anything, then skip to a timestamp below just to kind of get into the meat of the OBS setup. So first things first is you just want to go into your browser and go to obsproject.com. Once you go on there, just click on Windows. Hopefully the site still looks like that. Obviously I've downloaded it before, so we'll just save it over that one and just go yes. And then from there, what you can do is just run the installer. It takes a second to open, but just go like next on the default. So it should be, I think, C program files, OBS Studio, and that's basically it. So go next, and then it'll start installing, and then you just go, and then it's installed. It's as simple as that. All you gotta do is click your fingers. So yeah, when you get onto that, you'll launch the OBS Studio, and then basically you're gonna get this auto configuration wizard pop up, and it's kind of irrelevant at the moment because obviously in the next video we're gonna go a lot more into canvas size, bitrate, your PC's performance, your internet performance, all of that. But for now, let's just pretend we'll use this auto configuration wizard. So just click next on that, and to be fair, what you can do is I personally prefer 60 FPS, and if you're gonna go into, say, I don't know, like streaming an art video or something, you can pretty much happily use 30 FPS. But say you're gonna start streaming something like Apex or Warzone or Destiny or something that's a bit like on the screen, 60 FPS is the best way to go. Even if you have to go down like a resolution to get the 60 FPS, it's always going to be more worth it. It's so much smoother for the viewer. And yeah, you'll see it once we get into the advanced videos. We can have like examples of each. So we'll just go with that. On mine, I'll leave it on 1080 because the laptop's 1080p and I want to output at 1080p. So go next. So on this page, it's a bit of a weird one. What I would recommend you to do now, pause the video once I've said what to do, obviously, is go onto Twitch and create a second Twitch account. So obviously my main account is Jamibi, and my second account, what I've done is called it Jamibi Bot. So the reason I've called it Jamibi Bot is Mix It Up, which the bot that we'll use in a tutorial coming up, it allows you to connect a second account as your bot. So you might have seen like Nightbot or Stream Elements or Streamlabs or whatever, different bots, but they come with their own names. So with Mix It Up, you can choose the name, and which is very powerful. I had a couple of people like, how has your bot got your like Jamibi bot? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, what you do is when we get to Mix It Up, you log in your stream account and then your stream bot account. The other reason we want to make a second account is when we're testing all this stuff, if you've got a couple of followers already, or if you're starting from scratch even, you don't really want these test videos going out onto your main account. It just clutters up broadcast and it says, oh yeah, you had like 0 views, and it's like, well, yeah, because I was testing my account. So yeah, send it all to this other account. It doesn't matter what you put up there. All you're going to do is have it open in another tab and just make sure it's smooth eventually. So what you do is just get this stream key for this second account. You don't want to connect the account. You can do, but it's just a waste of time. So to get the stream key, just go onto Twitch. Oh, I got one I did earlier. I cheated. We'll go back to the main homepage. So on the Twitch homepage, you go up to the top right and then go to create a dashboard. Once you're on the create a dashboard, you just go down to settings and then stream. and then you'll see here you've got the primary stream tree, primary stream key. Just hit copy on that, go back to OBS and go use stream key and paste that in. So obviously, as it says, don't give that to anyone. Don't put it in the comments or anything, because it'll just mean people can stream to that account. So once you've done that, tick, well, it's automatically ticked. The prefer hardware encoding is fine, and estimate bitrate with bandwidth test. So that, I don't know how accurate that bandwidth test is, but we'll do a speed test after in the next video, just to kind of see where your internet connection's at and what sort of bitrate you'll be using and all that stuff. But let's just see what OBS says, because it does do a bandwidth test with Twitch directly. So if you just click next on that, it does take a couple of seconds to go through, because I think it goes a couple of different servers on Twitch. So what you can do is just go, okay, I promise that's the last time I'm going to do that, because I know it's not clever or funny, but it's just content, dudes. But anyway, so you got the auto configuration wizard. Mine's saying a video bitrate of 6,000, which I'll just leave, because I think that's the max. Well, the max that Twitch tells you that it can do anyway. So we'll leave it at that, and 60 FPS and the 1080 resolution canvas. So just hit apply settings on that. And what we're going to do, like I said, I've got a 2 PC setup, but I will go through what you would do if you had a 1 PC setup. So we'll do you guys first. So what you're going to do is go down onto this plus, hit the plus, and then go display capture. What I like to do, I'm very, very organized in my OBS. It's almost worrying how organized my OBS is. I have all those little sections, and each of the sources is perfectly named. So don't be lazy and call it display capture, because I'll know that you've done it. So on here, just go main monitor. That's just the main monitor. Press OK and whatever. So all that's done is just put up what you see on your main monitor. The reason I call it main monitor is because sometimes I would want to stream. I've got 3 monitors here, so sometimes I want to go off this monitor and I'll call it like right monitor, left monitor, and then I know exactly, you know, where it's coming from. So on there, just hit OK. It's got the same resolution, capture measured, whatever. Press OK. So as you can see, when I move the mouse around, it's there. So if I was to start streaming now onto my other account, onto the bot account, this is what they would see basically. Secondly, you want to sort out your microphone. So as I said, I've got a Go XLR. So this microphone goes into the Go XLR, and then it goes a line out into the laptop. But for you guys with 1 PC, if you're not using the Go XLR, what you're going to want to use is your microphone. So on the mic bit, if we just click down and go to properties, with the device, you just click on there. For me, obviously, it's going to be this microphone in, because it's a line in. But for you guys, it might be like Corsair headset or Logitech headset or amazing microphone or Blue Yeti or whatever you're using. So just choose your microphone and then click OK. What you're going to want to do as well, one thing, this is proper loud, is I don't know if it's for the best, but personally, I kind of have my mic like that. That's what I've got it on my main OBS, what I'm recording on now. So I don't let it peak into the red, but you kind of want it going halfway into the yellow. That's my preference. If you think my mic sounds good, then do the same. If you think it sounds rubbish, then just change it. The good thing about your second stream is you can kind of record a sort of, I don't know, like a 2-minute section, and then watch the VOD back on your second stream, and then you can judge yourself what your sound sounds like. Anything you want to change, or go from there. Right, so for you guys with 2 PCs and using a capture card, or going from like a PS5 or PS4 or Xbox or whatever, instead of doing a monitor capture, what you want to do is hit the plus, and you want to go to video capture device. So for me, I use a HD 60S Plus Elgato capture card, amazing little thingy. So you click OK on that, and what do you know, it's found it already. So what you'd want to do then is just whatever capture card you have, just make sure the device is your capture card. And then you'll see that it's, what you see on whatever PS5 or whatever it is coming through. So press OK on that. And then another thing, if you're using the capture card, you're going to want to get the audio. So what it should do is once you add that in, you should see a HD 60S Plus audio device. And what's important here is, if you're not using a Go XLR or anything, is make sure that you look at the sound and it's not clipping, and you want it to be more quiet than your voice, basically. So personally, I'd probably want it going into the green, maybe like, I don't know, somewhere around here. I know obviously there's no sound coming through, but again, play with it. Maybe play a game for 2 minutes and have it like shooting and pretty loud and stuff, and then just watch the VOD back. And you just want to make sure that you're not overpowering your voice, because that will pee people off if they're there and they're like, where's that guy saying? All I can hear is like blah, 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 and you're trying to speak over it. Basically, there's no need for it. Just put the sound way down on the game if you need to. What I found in my streaming, I streamed for about 2 years, not solidly, but people often said if the game's too loud, it's just annoying, and they would rather the sound off altogether as long as they could hear you. You know, just put it in like really low, as long as they can hear it. It's perfect. One thing I did find on the HD60S Plus, if you go to properties on there, I don't know why, it might even be something that I set up weirdly. I used to always go on color range and put it on partial instead of full, because I just found that yeah, you see, when you go full, it just drains the colors out. It's really bizarre. So just put it on partial there, and then it just looks better, to be fair. And yeah, that's it. Just before we actually end, I just realized I was editing the video and I was like, yeah, everything's there, and I just didn't add the webcam. I don't know why. I think it's because I can see myself, like, obviously in my camera, and I was like, oh yeah, I've obviously already added webcam. So what we do, you probably found it already when you added the HDS60 if you do have a capture card. It's pretty simple. It works actually the same as that as well. So what you would do is just hit the plus button and then go video capture device, and then obviously, as I said, you've got to be organized, so call it web. To be fair, I don't actually call it webcam. I'd call it what the cam is. So it's a C922, I think, Logitech cam. So just call it whatever, and you just say camera on there. Obviously it's preference, whatever you want. If you've got a kind of naming convention, then go for it. So press OK on that, and what I'll do is go on the device and go to the C922, and you could see me. Wow, that is rubbish compared to the other camera, but just hit OK on that. And then what we can do here, obviously it depends whereabouts you actually want it. If you've got an overlay for your stream, you might want to kind of chuck it in an overlay. If you have like a 16:9 kind of square cutout thing, which we will go on to how to set up an overlay and all of that stuff, but for now let's just do like a typical kind of chuck it down in the, actually we'll chuck it down this side because I know I'm going to be on that side. Chuck it at the bottom left, and then from here what you can do is if you hold control just so it keeps the aspect ratio, and then just kind of edit it down like that, however big you want it to be. You can also hold alt, I think, and then kind of crop. So you'd kind of want it maybe like that, and then crop myself out so I'm sort of like a little square, and then just keep moving it around whereabouts you want it on your stream, and then just leave it like that. It's if you have got a webcam that you're going to use, it's a good idea to actually do that. I can tell these lights and that webcam are not happy with it, so if I like double click, what you can do is go configure video, and the Logitech cams bring up this, and you can change all of the like control. Like, it's probably the exposure that's doing it, so if you kind of untick that and go through here. What I did find with the Logitech webcams, which is just absolutely bonkersly stupid, is it doesn't, when you turn the computer off, it doesn't remember these settings. So what I used to do when I used this cam as my main cam is have to, like, for the stream, come in here and just change all of this, and it was just why, basically. So it's easier, just buy a proper camera and just. But to be fair, once I got the lights and set it up with this camera, it's pretty good quality, to be fair. So do yourself a favor and get yourself a couple of lights, either going to use a webcam or a DSLR or whatever. Just the lights make a hell of a lot of difference, so just make sure you get that sort of set up. And I will go into another video where I set up the Go XLR, the microphone and the webcam, but I can honestly hand on heart say, hand on heart somewhere, I'm not a camera guy, and I kind of followed another video on how to set up this camera and stuff. So yep, we'll see. But anyway, hit start streaming and you're done. You don't need me anymore. Obviously, you probably will. We're going to go into another video because I don't want to overpower you guys with too much craziness. So what I'll do is I'll leave this one here, and we will go into another video and go into your bitrate, go into why your stream's lagging, or if it doesn't lag, then that's great. But yeah, click here or here. It's going to be somewhere, and then I'll see you in the next video. I definitely will see you there.